Imagine being a vice president, right? Expecting to be the president and acting as if everything that you're promising to the people couldn't have been done while you had the influence of being the vice president.
Nightmare on Elm Street, more like Nightmare on Wall Street. People, we are talking about $2.9 trillion. Gone. Poof.
Similar, with tensions simmering. Russian troops have entered Airbase 101, which is next to Diori Hamani International Airport in Niger's capital city, Niamey. But the military airbase is also housing American troops.
Welcome to Daily Ryu, the wildest ride on YouTube where we react to the most outrageous, mind-blowing viral videos and crazy news stories from around the world. Remember, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. Hit that like, subscribe, comment and share. Let's get weird.
No society anymore. What there is a transnational security elite that is busy carving up the world using your tax money. To combat that elite, we must not petition. We must take it over. We must form our own networks of strength and mutual value, which can challenge those strengths and self-interested values of the warmongers in this country and in others that have formed hand in hand an alliance. There is no society anymore. What there is a transnational security elite.
The average person who goes to school has no idea why humanity exists. He has no idea concerning a spiritual factor in material existence. He has no general comprehension of the rules of life as these differ from the rules of social and political structures. He does not know where he came from. He does not know why he is here. And he has no idea where he's going. And on this compound ignorance, we offer degrees and make brilliant scholars out of people who have never answered any of those questions. It is one of these amazing things that we have created a great hierarchy of well-lettered ignorance. We have made everything subservient not to wisdom, but to the passing advantages of the hour. We're in exactly this position politically today. The average person who goes to school has no idea why humanity exists.
What do you think? Smash the like and drop a comment below.
What's up, it's Bryson Potts here. Today I ain't on no NLE chopper shit right now. And I just came here with a little message for y'all. I know it's a lot of people that don't know who they want to vote for in this season. I wanted to make this video just to inform certain people. First and foremost, I feel that we give the president a little bit too much power in our life and we throw too much expectations on the president. It might sound quite a bit confusing. The president's job is to enforce the laws written by the Senate. Secondly, this is their most efficient job, is to be head and control of the military. The things that we really yearn and are looking for are in the House of Representatives and the Senate. You have your mayors. We got 2 senators in each state. These are the people that control the laws. Congress is under the legislative branch. Before the president can get anything approved, it has to go through the legislative, has to go through the executive branch, and it also has to go through the judicial branch. Most of the power is in your state. Find the people that make the laws, change the laws, and let's come together as a community and see, can we change these things? Because if you get enough votes, if you get enough people to stand behind something, it will change. We have to do our job because we put a lot of expectation on the president. You know what I'm saying? We as the people got to unite, stand together, and stand firm on things we want to change in the state so laws can change, schools can be better, rent can go down, whatever the hell we want to change that we feel is outlandish or outrageous is really in our power, in our state. We really hold the power. If everyone's come together and we march our way down to the House of Representatives, we talk to the mayors, we talk to the Senate, we just speak to the whole Congress in general, anything of that nature, and we get enough people to say, hey, we want to change this and change that, it'll happen. Peace.
Why is nobody talking about this? I need everybody to share this immediately and bring as much attention to this as possible. I've had a couple of friends of the Navajo from when I used to live out west reach out to me, asking me to speak upon something very important. As you can see, Navajo President Boo Nygren vowed to carry out the plan to enact roadblocks while the tribe develops regulations over the first major shipments of uranium ore through the reservation in years, saying that in quotations, obviously the higher courts are going to have to tell us who is right and who is wrong, but also in quotations, in the meantime, you're in the boundaries of the Navajo Nation. Now, as you can see, the tribe passed a law in 2012 to ban the transportation of uranium on the vast reservation that extends into Arizona. To ban the transportation of uranium on the vast reservation that extends into Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah. But the law exempts state and federal highways that Energy Fuels has designated as hauling routes between the Pinyon Plain Mine south of Grand Canyon National Park for processing in Blanding, Utah. And as you can see, Energy Fuels said that it began the hauling of ore as planned Tuesday and had informed federal, state, county, and tribal officials more than 10 days ago about the legal requirements, safety, emergency response, and the imminent shipping of uranium ore, though it didn't give a specific date. Supposedly, spokesman Curtis Morris said that no one said that wasn't sufficient, saying that in quotations, tens of thousands of trucks have safely transported uranium ore across northern Arizona since the 1980s with no adverse health or environmental effects. No environmental effects? As you can see, the Arizona Department of Transportation and the Arizona Department of Public Safety, which have jurisdiction on state and federal highways throughout the reservation, didn't immediately return email messages seeking comment. Supposedly, where the mine is permitted said that it was notified after hauling began Tuesday morning, then contacted tribes, local officials, and others. And allegedly, officials with Coconino County and the Navajo Nation said that Energy Fuels verbally agreed, but is not required to, give communities along the route at least a week's notice before any truck hauled uranium through them. And as you can see, Nygren said that the tribe got a notification Tuesday that trucks had left the mine site and were driving north through Flagstaff. Energy Fuels, the largest uranium producer in the United States, recently started mining at the Pinyon Plain Mine for the first time since the 1980s, driven by higher uranium prices and global instability. Supposedly, they're saying that the industry says that uranium production is different now than a decade ago when the country was racing to build up its nuclear arsenal. I think I need to make a video really opening people's eyes to uranium and lithium mines, and the ironic locations of which they're appearing. But I'm definitely not going to be doing that on a video on here, because this is a very restricted platform now. So if you just so happen to want unrestricted content, please go follow me on X. It is the same exact username. But anyways, and allegedly, Chalmers said that uranium ore mined from Pinyon Plain is transported in tightly covered vehicles that have placards indicating that the contents are radioactive. Supposedly, the shipments, driven by licensed and trained operators, comply with regulations and law, he said. Mining during World War II and the Cold War left a legacy of death, disease, and contamination on the Navajo Nation and in other communities across the country, obviously making any new development of the ore a hard pill to swallow. And as you can see, even other tribes and environmentalists have raised concerns about potential water contamination. And in 2013, the Navajo Nation told another uranium producer that it would deny access to a ranch that surrounded a parcel of Arizona's state trust land where the company planned to mine. And at the time, the tribe cited a 2005 law that banned uranium mining on its lands and another 2006 law that addressed transport. The mining never occurred, although it also needed other things like a mineral lease and environmental permits. Supposedly, Stephen Netsity, executive director of the Navajo Nation Environmental Protection Agency, supposedly said that the tribe has been meeting with Energy Fuels since March to coordinate emergency preparedness plans and enact courtesy notifications. And as you can see, based on those meetings, allegedly, Netsity said that the tribe didn't expect Energy Fuels to transport uranium. So this is huge, and this should be on every single news network right now. And as you can see, supposedly on Tuesday, he said that the tribe found out indirectly about the trucks, leaving officials frustrated on what is primary election day in Arizona. More, the company spokesperson said that Energy Fuels is required to notify the tribe of any spills or accidents. That city said accidents involving trucks carrying hazardous or radioactive material occur on average every 3 to 5 years on the reservation, but that the possibility requires the tribe to notify emergency responders along the route. And as you can see, obviously because the material being transported from the mine is uranium ore rather than processed ore, the risk of radiation exposure is lower. And as you can see, like he also said in quotations, it is a danger, but supposedly that it would take a longer period of time for somebody to get acute exposure at a spill site. He said that obviously, in quotations, precautions still need to be taken. So please, whatever you can do, bring as much awareness to this man as possible. He deserves it. And things like this are something that needs to go viral immediately.
Similar, with tensions simmering. Russian troops have entered Airbase 101, which is next to Diori Hamani International Airport in Niger's capital city, Niamey. But the military airbase is also housing American troops. This comes after a decision by Niger's junta to expel U.S. forces.
So, I'm going to start this off by saying the country of Niger is the 4th largest producer of uranium and has 7% of the world's global total uranium deposits. So, we have that, right? Niger took over their country from the French and kicked out the entire French population and the French military, and the French military has left. USA is there because obviously we need Nigerian uranium, and Niger said, we don't want you here. Get the fuck out. USA said, nope, we're not going anywhere. You don't have the power to kick us out, and you don't have the military might to kick us out, and we are going to stay. So Niger said, all right, we got you. Cousin Vladimir, come over. We have a spot for you. That is exactly what happened. So Niger now signed a military deal with Russia. And the base that the US military is in, they've been kicked out of, that they don't want to leave, has been handed over to Russians. So now Russians are coming over, and you can imagine where this is going. So Russia and the United States are having a clash in Niger that I'm sure the Nigerian army will join Russia should that come to it. But yeah, USA has been kicked out of Niger and they refuse to leave. So the Nigerians have decided to invite the Russians, and there's a video going around. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. I can't say, but it shows a video of French and American troops like freaking out and getting in the truck and leaving because Russians started. That was when the Russians arrived, when the Russians landed. I don't know if that's a real video or not, so I'm not going to link it here. But yeah, one thing is clear. USA wants France out. Niger wants France out, and the French left. Niger wants USA out. USA said, we ain't going nowhere. So Niger said, okay, since you're squatters, we're going to go ahead and rent the place to Russia. So that's what's going on right now. Is there might be, this is pushing it. I don't think so, but there might be some kind of not major, but tiny conflict over your uranium in Niger between Russia and the USA.
Interesting, is it not?
Nightmare on Elm Street, more like Nightmare on Wall Street. People, we are talking about $2.9 trillion. Gone. Poof. Now, it just so happened our job reports just came out, and they're not looking so hot. When I say this is bad, I mean it hasn't been this bad since March 16, 2020 during the COVID pandemic fears. So basically, the jobs report triggered the SOM rule, which signals a recession. A recession, people. Look this up on Google. It says basically the rule says that if the jobless rate based on a 3-month average was half percentage point above its lowest point over the previous 12 months, the economy has tipped into a recession. Here it is, guys. Here's the numbers. 3-month average, 0.5 percentage. We might have just tipped into a recession. So I thought this was cool. They have these heat maps, okay? Basically when people dump stocks like wildfire. And I guess the darker the red, the more that was sold. But I mean, just look at how much was sold this morning. So I guess in the minds of the investors that this is looking like a recession. Not good, guys. Not good at all.
Should we be worried?
What's wrong,
Part about this graphic is not even so much that you work 5.5 months out of the year purely for taxes. That's frustrating, 100%. But the worst part about this is we work like that and pay that kind of taxes and have almost nothing to show for it. Because when you look at the blue section, the money that you actually work for yourself, healthcare has to come out of that. None of that gets paid for by the red. That's car insurance, owning a car, no public transportation. Basically, the infrastructure is terrible. Public schools aren't even that great, and you got to pay for daycare. There's no help with affording rent. All of that crap comes out of your money in the blue section, and none of that gets covered by what you work for in the red. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'd almost be willing to say People are willing to pay that kind of taxes as long as we get all of that shit paid for. If we've worked that much for taxes, then we should never have to worry about a hospital bill. We should have great public transportation, like all this crap. We can't work 5.5 months out of the year for taxes and have nothing to show for it.
Common Sense 101. Why is the Veterans Administration diverting money from taking care of veterans to taking care of migrants? Why is that? Why is it that the Veterans Administration is taking money at the direction of Alejandro Mayorkas of the Department of Homeland Security? Why are they diverting money from the VA to take care of veterans to move the money over in another bucket to take care of foreign nationals who got here and came here, broke into the country illegally? They are doing everything wrong. They are a extreme burden and a public charge on this system, and I'm paying for it. Already, I am a military Gold Star widow. I do not agree with, nor will I tolerate without some sort of answer to these so-called representatives who are on leave until the 9th of September, which time, as soon as they return, they're going to go into their little offices and work on a giant gargantuan omnibus bill to try to keep the government open for another 3 months. And they're going to put a bunch of pork in there to do nasty, ratchet shit just like this. Why are you using our money to support illegal migrants while putting veterans to the back of the bus like Rosa Parks? Again, the wait was already 6 months to a year to get in for an appointment, and now it's even worse. Are you kidding me? Bro, every day is something with this Biden-Harris administration. And yep, it's both of you. You both own it. Both of you. And now this female is trying to get 4 more years of doing this same thing. She's the border czar, remember? She's supposed to be keeping these people out instead of studying root causes. You're supposed to be keeping them out so we don't have these individuals stealing our money to this degree. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, despite having a backlog of hundreds of thousands of cases, is appropriating resources to provide medical care for illegal migrants, according to a July report. This is the National Desk, and it's dated the 28th of December, 2023. This is still going on. Why are you just now hearing about it if you are? Why are you just now hearing about it? Why hasn't the Jezebel, whore, Sodom and Gomorrah media said a damn thing about this? It was reported by Fox News. It was also strangely reported by MSN. But nothing's been done. The money is still getting diverted to take care of these foreigners, while veterans who served this country have some of them life-threatening injuries, and they have to wait so you can take care of these. 80% of these individuals are military-age dudes. Bro, I'm not voting for, I would never cast a vote for a Democrat, first of all, ever in life, ever. But this is the kind of thing, if you vote for her, this is what you support. You hate veterans. You support taking tax money to take care of foreigners who broke the law to get here. Can you break the law and get away with it? No. They'll haul your ass off to jail faster than you can say, heels up Harris. Want to see the report? Here it is. Since haters, after I posted that video the other day that went completely bonkers viral, about the Venezuelan migrant who went shopping in a bodega and left her receipt. And she gets $13,000 in food stamps and another $4,400 in cash. That went viral. Yeah, well, this should too, because people need to know this shit is happening. They are taking our money. Veterans are not getting health care that they earn, bro. We stand at sporting events, sing the Star Spangled Banner, put your hand on your heart, but you accept this shit? You accept this. You are some weird Democrat and you gonna cast a vote for Kamala Harris, who is doing that. She's the border czar. Remember? She worked. You can't separate her from Joe. So, I know the media is trying to do it. You can't do it. She supported all this. This is her. She owns this. She can carry this garbage on her back. Look. Go to dhs.gov and look at the report yourself. Since haters want receipts, I understand it. I want to see receipts too. Here you go. Healthcare costs for non-citizens in detention. We're supporting them. This is our money. We are supporting. We're taking money from veterans. So veterans who are checking this out right now, if you want to know why you can't get an appointment until like next May, this is why. Because these people are getting prioritized. Look at this. Look at this. Healthcare costs for non-citizens. This is dhs.gov. Just go look it up. Look it up for yourself. If I knew how to put it in the video, I would. I'll figure that out so that I can do that from now on. But they are doing this to us. They are forcing us to pay for a bunch of people who are not authorized to be here. Okay? Total costs for a budget overview. Fiscal year 2022 detained non-citizen healthcare costs. It's right here. It's right here. I'm used to reading these congressional budgets. I used to be a federal employee, so I read this so I know if the department that I'm in is going to get shut down or not. The total for fiscal year 2022, and it's even more now, by the way, because more have come here. $323,694,168. There you go. There's the receipts. There's the numbers. See that? That is our money. I never signed up for that. I do these things. I'm out of. Does anybody have a goodie powder? I'm out. I took my last one. My last one is gone. I took my last one because I need them so much because this administration is just driving us into the ground. We're on the verge of World War III. The economy is in shambles. The housing is unaffordable. Rent is unaffordable. Groceries are unaffordable. It's getting ready to be school for these kids, and supplies are astronomical, but they require that you spend this money so your kid can go to school. And oh yeah, by the way, everything that you buy is distributed evenly among the children. That's called communism. Everybody's the same. Oh my God. They are I never signed up for this. I never agreed to this. You know what? Okay, here's some homework, because we need to provide solutions. It can't just be anger and rage. I don't care if these people are on leave until the 9th of September. They need to know that we are pissed off. Look up the number. It's 202 something. It's a DC number. Look it up and call your state representative. Call your representative in your district. It's easy to look this stuff up. Call them. Email them. They have email. You can contact your representatives. And you need to start telling them that you are pissed off. They have got to stop doing this. This is unacceptable, bro. This is unacceptable. Our war heroes, our veterans they have to wait for benefits they earned. Bruh, nah, hell to the no. No. I don't tell you to do anything that I don't do myself. I call these people all the time. I know they're sick of me. I don't care. We have got to have more civic engagement. We have got to have more to do with being civically active in our community so these people get put in check. This is our money. We never agreed to this. Look. 323,694,168 diverted from veterans to take care of illegal migrants. So not only are they getting $13,000 a month in food stamps in New York City, not only are they getting $4,400 a month in cash assistance on an EBT card, but they're getting free medical care. Oh yeah, it's not free. We pay for it. Start being civically active. They need to know that this is absolutely unacceptable. Peace.
What a fox.
Have y'all ever asked this question? What was the event that further perpetuated mankind into slavery? And if I had to convince you that we're slaves, then just scroll, because this conversation's not for you. What was the single event that perpetuated mankind into slavery? And you can break this down. What makes us slaves? To pay to live. The absence of free and fill in the blank. I've come to the realization it was one event. And please, in the comments, tell me what you think your one event is through the history or his story you've been propagating. But one event I know to be true was the burning of the Alexandria Library. Ever since that event happened, mankind has been enslaved. The burning of the Library of Alexandria, which was in Egypt, which also was, what else was in Egypt? The pyramids, with those capstones that were removed, that just happened to be shaped like circuit boards, aquifers. But I could be wrong. What do you think? What's the event that, if it wasn't that burning, with all the information on how to have renewable, free energy that could be siphoned to the people without them being able to profit off of it? Tell me, what do you think that other one event would be? Or just say, you're right, that was the event. Can't wait to hear what the hell y'all gotta say. Because again, I love to be enlightened and to gain perspective. Peace to the God.
America, there has to be a way to break the system. There has to be a way to cause total chaos and cause the have-nots to rile up against the system. I'm hearing today that a nationwide EBT outage is underway. Many people at Walmart were not able to use the system on Walmart's busiest day for transactions in America, the first of the month. Are you guys understanding what's actually happening? Things don't just happen for no reason. Certain systems that were spoken about probably about 4 months ago by a certain group, which said there would be on infrastructure and on certain systems. Why do you think certain things are being targeted, not to keep them down forever, but just to test. It's just a test. How will the people react when their back is against the wall? In this case being they're running out of food and they have to patiently wait for the system to go back up. The sad part is, in this country, in this great country of America, many families who were once middle-class families and thriving in this country have now maxed out credit cards. Their jobs are not paying enough to survive. And they are the families who are now using these government assistance channels, such as EBT. So the people that you're seeing affected by this outage today, they look like regular folks. They have nice vehicles. They have nice clothes, but they're on EBT. Very interesting, but it won't be down for long. It's just a test. But who's testing? Think about it. Who's actually testing these systems? I'm out.
Listen to me closely, very, very closely. What is happening is not just happening now. This has been planned out for a very, very long time. On July 30th, 2024, Russia announced that it's working to legalize cryptocurrency. This is such a stark change, guys, from years ago. But think about this. Is this all by design? Russia wants to legalize cryptocurrency. Why? Because of America's sanctions on Russia when Russia invaded Ukraine. Biden immediately took them off the SWIFT system. In today's long-form video that I'm going to share with you, I show you Janet Yellen, how she even says she is concerned about the US dollar because we keep putting sanctions on these countries. Now, it's important as an investor or an American to understand what this means for your country. So as soon as Russia invaded Ukraine, we got involved and we started to take Russia off the financial system. Now remember, America is the dominant currency in the world. Write that down. So since 2022 and then going into 2024, Biden put a bunch of sanctions on Russia in February, and they went from using 70% of the US dollar down to 20% of the US dollar, and now they're working to get to 0% of the US dollar. And now they're going to start using blockchain, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. But here's another thing that nobody's paying attention to. If China invades Taiwan, then Janet Yellen said, yes, we're going to be sanctioning China now. So now you have two of the biggest superpowers, China and Russia, being sanctioned by America to not participate in the financial system. Well, they're not going to just sit back and do nothing. And they're not. Since Bitcoin's inception in January 2009, also Brazil, Russia, India, and China and South Africa created BRICS, which is bigger than America's GDP. And from 2022 to 2024 have been growing larger every single year. They're innovating with blockchain technology. They are creating rules and regulations around cryptocurrency. They're working to legalize cryptocurrency, and they're working to create their own central bank. So Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, which is massive GDP, is working to de-dollarize. Now again, this does not mean, let me stop for just a moment, don't make any financial moves. It's just my own research, do your own research. But this does not mean the American dollar is going to collapse. Other countries will have to collapse before the American dollar does. Almost all debt is denominated in American dollars. Now that's a problem though, because all of America is debt. In America, we have more debt than we have income. That's why wealthy people use debt to get rich, and working class and working poor use debt to keep the wealthy wealthier. That's why there's tax codes. If you borrow against your assets, it's tax-free. So what the wealthy do is we keep our money in assets and we borrow against the assets tax-free to buy assets that the middle class and working poor pay for. That's what they don't teach us in America. They don't teach us how money works. They want us in a enslavement state of mind, trading time for money, so much time we can't pay attention, so that we're so tired when we get home, we pop on the reality show, we pop on the sports team, and we bury ourselves in mindless activities. And then we get to retirement and realize that $1 million is hardly any money in retirement. And the average retirement account is $194,000 in America. Let that sink in. So back to what we're talking about. Yes, Russia is de-dollarizing. Yes, China is de-dollarizing. And cryptocurrency, blockchain, Bitcoin, that's why it's the part of the presidential campaign now. Because they know that America got caught with swim trunks, no swim trunks on when the tide went out. Warren Buffett. We got sloppy. We had weak leadership. Instead of investing in our country and growing and building infrastructure, bringing the private and public sector together so we can grow, the government got greedy and wanted to line their pockets. Heck, the economic advisor for Biden doesn't even know how the bonds work, guys. Janet Yellen had to go through a PowerPoint presentation to tell you in the last meeting that we're at $33 trillion in debt. And since then, we're at $35 trillion in debt. When they asked her, she had to go through a PowerPoint. We know that on TikTok. So it's time to wake up, America. It's time to understand financial literacy, that every single dollar in the system is debt. When you put your money in a bank, they don't let it just sit there. They lend it out to the next person walking in, because if they don't, there's no money in the system. We need to have interest on our debt to survive. They put it in the capital markets. They insure the money. You go off and you clock in, you clock out, you take your hard-earned money, and they make money off of your money. So it's time to stop letting them live off your efforts. It's time to understand what money truly is and understand there's the greatest transformation in wealth in history. And that's why they flooded us out of crypto and blockchain, because they didn't want the normal everyday person to get a piece of this pie. And the 1% will always stay the 1% until the 99% becomes literate in finances. And that's not a diss, that's truth. Jim Rohn says you give $1 million to every single person in society, it'll end up in the same 1%'s hand. Why? Because the 99% will keep doing what they were taught through the indoctrination system. And they'll buy stuff to make the wealthy wealthier. And the wealthy will take those assets and they'll borrow against it tax-free to buy more things that the working poor and middle class use. So read the book Cash Flow Quadrant, Richest Man in Babylon, Think and Grow Rich, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, and you better be reading the Bible and building a relationship with God in Christ Jesus, Yeshua, because the shift is here. Warriors,
Remember, these videos are for entertainment purposes only.
80s weren't perfect, but I'll tell you what they didn't have.
What's that?
There were no safe spaces. There were no trigger warnings.
That's right.
And there were no fucking peanut allergies. Well, why? Because for thousands of years, the only people who could have children were ones who could hunt for food, build shelter, and fight saber-toothed tigers.
Exactly.
Now, there are people having kids who can't eat wheat.
You got a point. You got a point. But hate it or not, you got a point.
Oh, but Christina, it's an allergy. You don't know. Well, I do know. I ain't fucking a guy that's scared of toast. Yeah. Let me tell you something. My favorite question when I go to a restaurant is when a waiter asks me, "Ma'am, do you have any food sensitivities?" I can't fucking laugh hard enough.
Me neither.
Like, no, boo-boo. No, I don't. No, I don't. I have zero sensitivities to anything fucking ever. Because I'm Generation X.
That's goddamn right!
What do you think? Smash the like and drop a comment below.
When you go into a court, you have a fence and a gate. The people sit out here and the judge sits inside. The gate is called a floodgate. When you go through the canal, you have a floodgate. So when you're sitting out here, you're in the law of the land. The judge has no control or no jurisdiction over the people sitting out here. That's outside the gate. But when you walk past that gate, now you're in hot water and someone's going to have to bail you out. When you walk into a courtroom and they call your name, you get up and you put your hand on the gate and you open the gate. The moment moment you put your hand on the gate, by international law, you of your own volition have opened yourself up to maritime admiralty law, because you were on the law of the land. As long as you don't touch that gate and go through it, you haven't opened the floodgate. Now, once you open the floodgate, there's a piece of wood on top of that gate, and it's called the bar, and you're not licensed to pass the bar. So that means that you were dead. You went into the deep water and you died. You drowned. You were not licensed to pass the bar, but the bar is what the attorneys are licensed to pass, but you're not. That's why you cannot talk to the judge, because dead people don't talk to judges. So you need an attorney who is your mouthpiece. He speaks for you because you're dead.
Well, should we do away with courts so people can get their lives back?
I would think that what you want to do is understand how the system works.
Damn! You're telling me that a third world country can outlaw a product sold in the grocery stores because it's bad and it's causing a certain disease that's ravishing the world, but a first world country, America, because the money was so good, they let this product stay on the shelves and they let the restaurants keep using this product until now. Guys, they just outlawed vegetable oil. America just outlawed vegetable oil, finally? What does that mean? Well, they found out that this vegetable oil that they were frying the foods, French fries, chicken, anything you get fried from a fast food restaurant, or you go to the store and buy it yourself to fry your own chicken or whatever you're going to fry, that substance, vegetable oil, it wasn't supposed to be on the shelves. So the strange part is you have these groups, right? Even in the food industry, that lobby to keep these things on the shelves by pushing money to people who control the laws to keep their dangerous product on the shelf. Well, guys, it's just been outlawed. And the crazy part about it is you may see it soon taken out of stores, taken out of every product. But they've given the fast food, they've given the people who include this in who their business uses this, they gave them 1 year to get this out of their food, get it out of everything, because it's now illegal. Now you tell me, living in America, does that make sense? You allow this dangerous thing to be put into the bodies of millions and millions of Americans for many, many years, while other countries and even third world countries outlawed it and took it out of their country. But we're barely getting it off of our shelves in America. Guys, if money's going to be the ruler of this world, if money's going to be the thing that you allow people to get sick and pass away because you are powered or influenced by money, this is a very, very dangerous place to live. I'm out.
Good morning. Do y'all know who this lovely young fella is? His name is Jamal Truelove. This is the guy, this tinted thing that sat up there and put in jail for an unaliving that he did not commit. And she knew about it. She laughed at him. Kamala Harris, if you ask me, in my opinion, was nothing but a greedy, sneaky ass prosecutor that did anything to get that win. And now she thinks she fixing to set her light bright ass up in the White House on our taxpayer money and do the shit again. Yeah, alright, we fund the bullshit. Period. I'm not having it. Now, I'm not fixing to talk about what's between your legs and how the hell you got up there. But I do know for sure that you and Joe, y'all got to go. Trump 2024, let's go. Join my live, let's talk about it. Good morning. Do y'all know who this lovely young fella is? His name is Jamal Truelove. This is the guy, this tinted thing that sat up there and put in jail for an
Bless means be less you. Appreciate is appreciate. Awake means awake, which is an event where the family gather together before a funeral. Mourning is an expression of sorrow for someone's death. Job is Hebrew for prosecution. You are taught to specifically say the vowels in this order, where the last three words say I-O-U, because they are programming you to remain a slave. Every word you say is shaping your mind, and your mind is a mirror of your external world. This is why abracadabra means I create when I speak. The words I am can be used to direct vibrational frequencies into your morphinogenic field and have the ability to change your genes. When you use the word the, you're referring to God to bring it into existence, because the comes from theo, which is Greek for God. The weekend is when you're weakened from the weekdays, when you're in a daze, when you are in physical shock or unable to think or react properly. Your parents are a pair who rents. They want you to think slaughter is laughter. The comment that gets 0 likes will win a book of wisdom and a necklace.
Well, that's it for today, folks. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment with suggestions of what you would like and videos you would like to see. Until next time, fam.